Is it working? Is it working? Yeah? No red button or something? You sure? Alrighty. Hey. Get too old for this. Fucking out. And this will work. This whole thing here. Is on paper. See? Not working. Look. I'm pressing it. Okay. I'm going to get the pencil. I mean this one. It's like a touchy pencil, you know? It's kind of nice in here. Yeah, it's fine. We have work to do. Alrighty. Let's do this. Hello. My name is Simon. I'm the publisher and the creator of HiddenTV, and my familiar or ghoul or something, or however you want to call it, asked me if I, one person, wants to do this documentary. Yeah. So in the year 2023, the Justicar from Clan Vaughan to Ariston called for a conclave. So this means everyone and everything with a high ranking name and some power will come to this gathering and will gather around and see what he has to say. Usually it means somebody's about to get their butts kicked in, you know, be it neonate or even fucking other. Nobody's safe from this guy, yeah. So yeah, the Justicar called in the gathering. Everyone was anticipating and, well, pretty scared because the last time he called in the conclave, I think, was 2 or 3 decades ago. So everyone was keen to hear what he had to say, and he had a long list of things that he wanted to talk about. You know, we are talking big stuff. We are talking elders turning to the fucking Sabbat rituals happening within the Camarilla, princes attacking other domains and trying to seize them, neonates attacking elders, you know, and he even knew my fucking name, you know, and my balls were dropping off to the ground. Yeah, I shit my pants that moment. Yeah, the first night was about, well, just hearing what he had to say. You know, everyone was trying to give him a satisfying answer what this old Jede had to mention. You know, everyone was gathering and he came from room to room speaking with all the clans, you know, and this guy's pretty fucking scary, you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, and the second night, it became pretty interesting, you know. He was coming into the room and start having his little speech, what he's about to do, and then bam! Out of the fucking corner of this big gathering hall, the Buha elder, one of the Buha elder, Vitos was his name, you know. I think he was a sheep farmer from the medieval times, you know. Bald dude, pretty fucking scary, very angry most of the time. He could just stare into your soul with his 2 eyes, you know. He was the kind of guy that, you know, threw cars after you, you know. He just stormed through the room, took the Justicar and just smashed him into the next wall, you know. The whole fucking ground was shaking. And then the fucking chaos erupted. He was raining down hellfire of fists upon the poor guy, and then elders jumping onto the Justicar, neonates attacking other neonates because of the blood. Everything was a fucking mess. Screaming elders shielding off the whole scenery. And then after like about 2 or 3 minutes of absolute bloodshed, the Justicar went down to the ground. And he was in torpor. And he just fell down. Yeah. The Vitus, he got fucking killed, man. He got the bill. He got, well, some say he got what he deserved, but let me tell you what, at least he died with some decency, man. He was the only one with guts. He got destroyed, man. He was not coming back. His body was shit. The others proclaimed that apparently the Justicar tried to seize control over his piece of cake, you know. There are like I think 7 Justicars around the world. Everyone governs another continent as good as he can. And he tried to apparently seize his piece of cake with him at the top. Has to listen to no one, no other Justicar. He's the only one. He makes all rules. He's the absolute, you know, the man with the golden apple. And he got corrupted by power. That's what the others say. You know what I mean? What does it mean? Well, let me give you a little history lesson right here. What does it mean about our wangs, or the wangs of the Camarilla from the society? You know, everyone starts at the bottom. You know, when you fresh get killed by one of our kind, you know, you start as a child. You know, you're fresh dead, you get turned into a vampire, canine, call it whatever you want, you know. You start as a child, you know, you have no idea what you are, who you are, all these weird changes, sun's gonna burn you, fire hurts as shit. The garlic thing is a lie, by the way, cross is also a lie. You're not even allowed to take your own step within the society, you know what I mean? You're not even allowed to have decision on your own because you're learning. Well, the only thing that is different between you and the chair is that you can walk. That's the difference. Yeah, and when you're old enough, you know, when you've survived a couple of years, be it 20, 50, whatever, you know, when you get old enough, you learn all the rules, you learn the traditions and how to behave and whatnot. You will get like the adult status, you know. You will become a neonate. Basically means you're on your own now. Before that, you're the guy or the woman who created you took the blame. Now it's on your own. If you're gonna do shit, you're likely to get killed. Benefits, you know, you're free. Kind of what you want. Yeah. Yeah, after like a couple of years, when you get to serve your name and getting older and more powerful, you know, we age like wine, you know, the older the better, you know. You will get stronger, you have more influence, your own little network, your own little plans. You maybe start to fall into the eye of an elder. Or you're just powerful on your own. You can call yourself an anker. Basically means you're like a little bit higher, you know, on the ladder. You're above neonates, not still an elder, not yet, like in the middle time. Downside is you have most of the time work to do for these elder guides. Speaking of, you know, when you become an elder, typically I think around 300, 400 years, you know, you will get, mostly you will become an elder. What does it mean? Well, you'll know Jesus. Fuck. That's what it means. You know, you're fucking powerful, you're fucking scary. You can claim your land, you can destroy neonates with a whip of your hand, you know, that kind of level, you know. Humans just terrified to be just in your presence. Yeah, but this also comes with a lot of responsibility. Why? Because you're gonna decide that, well, I want to have my own little kingdom, my own little domain. You have work to do, you know. You have to protect the traditions, the rule. You have to protect all the younger ones under you. These are the wangs: child, neonate, ankiller, elder. And I ask the question, who is above them? You know, who's the one judging these old, very powerful beings? You know what I mean? Who's judging them? Who's responsible for them? You know, this, my friend, you got it right, is the fucking Justicar. But they are the guys who judge the princes if they're gonna do shit. They are that fucking important. Very old, very powerful, even more scarier than Eldar. Yeah, exactly. The one that got killed. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here today. Not dead yet, but he was in torpor. So he was taken away. The Macarians got him. You know, we have two very old Macarian elders, and they were tasked with supervising the body of this guy. You know, yeah. So fast forward 2024. You know, 1 year after the Justicar got whipped away and was put into the basement for storage. The Camarilla gathered again, you know, the German branch and the European branch gathered again. And everyone was a little bit tensed up, nobody knew what to do, the Justicar is not here, yada yada yada. So right at the first night, I think half an hour after beginning, the prince of East Frisia, also want to, stormed in to the full crowd, covered in blood, head to toe, and just declared the Justicar is dead. Yeah, the Prince of Bremen, Lydia Gabriele also want to diabolized him. Yeah. Dead silent. The whole fucking room. Nobody said a word. Shitty stuff. Yeah, the whole crowd went silent, you know? And nobody dared to say a word. And then, like, after some minutes, chaos erupted. People were punching each other for whatever reason. Well, then, the Prince of Bremen herself, she came into the room. And just proved what the other prince said. She drank up the fucking Justicar. She killed him. Well, not technically killed him, but she drank it up. So, yeah. Not for long, she pointed the finger at the two Macarian elders that were responsible for keeping the body and accused them that they are the ones behind it all, because she said they made her do it. So what we know for sure, and this is very important, the two Macarian elders, the Prince of Berlin and the Prince of Hamburg, were tasked 2023 with safekeeping of the body of the Justicar. Yeah, it was the job to store him away. What we also know for sure is that the Prince of Bremen, the elder of Clan 1-2, went down into the basement of the monastery and drank him up. Witness the Prince of East Frisia. And here are now the questions. Why was the body there? Why he was filled with blood? Because he was supposed to be kept empty. And why did she drag him up? These are the questions. Well, she accused the two Macarian elders with it, you know, the Prince of Berlin and the Prince of Hamburg. She accused them that they planned everything all together. They took the body, brought it to the gathering, filled him up with blood, and within their powers made her greedy for the blood, lured her into the basement where this fresh body of the Justicar, they are the evil ones behind everything. They are the ones made her, lured her into this basement, and also made the Prince of East Frisia watch as a witness, so everyone knew it was her. But the thing is, the Prince of Berlin, Akadan, and the Prince of Hamburg, Aestis is his name. They were pretty, well, not pretty shocked, but they took it not very lighthearted. They said it's absolute bullshit, absolute nonsense, and that she's just trying to get like an easy way out of getting the power of this old creature and of this old fucking Justicar, and that they are just scapegoats. And they just point a finger back at her, that she was just greedy for power and just wanted more and more, and that's why she killed him. Yeah, the following night, were just filled with tension, Neonates running around trying to figure out what happened, Ankia being useless as usual, and the only outcome of this fucking disaster was like a peace pact, a written piece of paper that stated that within 1 year everyone will meet up again, and within this year nobody is allowed to make any big steps until this mess is figured out. This is what we got last year. Yeah, that's a lot of that's a lot to take in. You know what I mean? And the fun only begins from here, because the question still stands: who was it? Who is the real fucking perpetrator? You know what I mean? Who is behind all of this? Over the last year, we had all sorts of theories. All sorts of things. We had kindreds, mostly from Clan Wuhan, calling openly out for the destruction of elders because they say they are behind everything, and the Mycamians are the evil one. We had old enemies from the past that are behind everything, that just risen up again trying to do it. We had kidnappings of very old kindreds, and now they're threatening, if you don't punish the elders, I'm gonna kill them. All sort of wild stuff happening at the Camarilla at the moment. So you see within this chaos that is happening right now at the moment, and every story that gets thrown around, and every accusation that gets thrown around, and the neonates screaming at each other, there's one particular thing. Only because you scream the loudest doesn't make you white. Because behind all the accusations that flying around, there's no actual proof. We did not grow any step smarter than we were last year. We have still no idea what really went down in these nights. We have the story of the Macarians. We have the story of the Vampir. But for sure, nobody knows. Yeah, so the neonates are left leaderless. They're drifting around between elders, accusing each other. And when there's one thing for sure, is when neonates become leaderless, everything they do turns into absolute dog shit. Nonsense and chaos. That's how it's always been. So that's where we are right now. So yeah, here we are right now. That's our point in the final gathering. The gathering of 2025 is very close. It's next fucking weekend, you know what I mean? And so let's break down what we have. Let's break down what is for sure. For sure is the two Mycarian elders failed to protect the body of the Justicar. What we also know for sure is that the Prince of Wim, the elder of Clan Vontu, drank him up, took him with it, and is now running around with him. These are the two facts that are for sure, that are certain. Everything else that is running around, the thing, the Mycarians behind it, the Vontu behind it, maybe it was even the Justicar himself, because he was pretty pissed that he got well, punched into the fucking torpor, you know? The fucking enemy was it. Everything is just a theory. Nothing is proven so far. My personal opinion. Well, my personal opinion is I was running around the last couple of months intensively trying to get all forms of opinions. You know, I've been pretty busy because I had a fucking bloodhound on my head last year. Another topic for another night. My personal opinion is nobody knows shit. That's for sure. Yes. Everyone is about clueless as we are last year. No, everything is just theory and speculations. And I mean, we have every blood ability and blood power to figure that out in, well, I don't know, 30 minutes, and we could have a great weekend, you know? We have everything at hand to find it out, what really happened, to look into minds and find out who did it, who was a real perpetrator. And then we could have a great weekend. And I mean, there's one thing for sure within all this chaos. The Camarilla itself will not stop existing. The domains will not stop working together. I hope that people know this when they are siding with a side. Because there's one thing for certain. The Sabbat is already here, and he will have no mercy with all of